9-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you.
Demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Right there. Thanks, Eric. What are we waiting on here, man? What did you figure out?
I grew up.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, we get all the,
yeah.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Rose-Hulman women's basketball program would like to take a moment to honor their 2024 senior class prior to today's senior day game. Today's first senior is Ashley Black. Ashley is 46 games and 25 starts to make her the Rose-Hulman basketball team. She has career totals of 380 points, 123 rebounds, 99 assists, and 42 steals. After graduation, the biomedical engineering major from Westfield, Indiana, will begin working at Johnson Controls in Indianapolis, Indiana. Ashley is joined today by her parents, Trish Hookers and Roger Black. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Black. Today's second senior is Peyton Miller. Peyton has appeared in 31 career games with 1 start at Rose-Hulman. She has career totals of 96 points, 97 rebounds, 26 assists, and 14 steals. The mechanical engineering major from Clovis, California, is also a Dean's List honoree, and later will begin working as a controls systems engineer at Johnson Controls in Chicago, Illinois, following graduation. Peyton was joined today by her parents, Mary Ann and Jason Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Miller. Today's third senior is Myra Randolph. Myra has appeared in 45 career games with 10 starts as a pipe engineer. She has career totals of 200 points, 60 rebounds, 33 assists, and 43 steals. The civil engineering major from Westerville, Ohio, is a member of the Barbell Club and the American Society of Civil Engineers. Following graduation, Myra will begin working as a project engineer for Gilbane Building Company in Columbus, Ohio. Myra is joined today by her parents, Michelle and Randy Randolph, and her sister, Andrea. Today's fourth senior is Manuela Shamba. Manuela rejoined the basketball program for her senior season, and she has career totals of 227 points, 146 rebounds, 26 assists, and 26 steals. The economics major from Round Rock, Texas, is a member of the National Society of Black Engineers and Catalyst. Following commencement, Manuela will begin working as a financial advisor for J.P. Morgan in San Antonio, Texas. Manuela is joined today by her parents, Dikanja and Katinja Shamba, and her sisters, Anna and Victoria, and her brother, Timothy. Ladies and gentlemen, Manuela Shamba. Today's final senior is Neha Ganesh. Neha joined the basketball team in her senior season, and she's appeared in 6 games with 4 points and 2 rebounds. During her time at Rose-Hulman, the computer engineering major from Naperville, Illinois, was also a member of the Fight Engineers women's golf team. She is also the former president of the South Asian Student Alliance. Following graduation, Neha will begin working as a cybersecurity analyst at Bank of America in Chicago, Illinois. Neha is joined have one more big round of applause for our Rose-Hulman women's basketball class of 2024.
Anytime they make a mess. They gave me props.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference basketball season is down to a handful of games, and for Rose-Hulman, none more important than today as they continue to vie for one of the top spots in the conference championships coming up in just a couple of weeks. Great to have you with us here at Rose-Hulman. It is senior day as well. All 5 seniors were honored just moments ago. Today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care, give them a call at 317-537-1811. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. Troy Derikowski, Jack Edwards with you today. By the way, the sun is shining outside, Jack. I think we should hold this game outdoors.
It's a beautiful day. It's a special day, getting the sun back out here.
Of course, now Jack came up from Florida, so this is no
Nothing
big deal.
New for me. Nothing
new for you.
I brought the sun when I came back. That's what we'll give the credit for.
And you're going to stay for a while because we could use you. Rose-Hulman 10-10 on the season. We just a little bit ago talked with Devon Paul, their head coach. They're 7-6. We're going to talk about them in depth here in a little bit. This is a big game for them overall because bottom line is they're still in that top 6 where they want to be.
Right in the thick of things there. Current level with Franklin at 7-6. 2 games ahead if they're going to drop out of the tournament entirely. They're in a great spot to really push on these next 5 games. This one, it's a must-win. It's a special day for the program and a great way to bounce into these final few games in February.
Well, on the other side, let's go ahead and preview Defiance. There's no doubt about it. They've had a rough year. They're 0-20, 0-13 in the conference. They would love to be a spoiler today, but they got a really tough task ahead of them.
They do. Shoot just 31% from the field, 26% from 3. it's been a challenging year, a time of transition for them as a program. They had 8 players graduate from last year's team. Their top 9 scorers all moving on, a brand new staff. They're moving to the NAIA after this season. So it's a lot happening for them. It would be really an interesting day to play a spoiler on senior day here at Rose, but it's going to be a tough one for them. They got to play very clean basketball. Against Earlham last time out, it was a close one. Those two teams in the bottom of the conference, they were down just 7 heading into the fourth quarter, able to kind of keep things tight, but then just a run kills them. They were able to kind of keep it close throughout, but they have a tendency to let the other team pull away with some good stretches.
Happens to a lot of teams that don't know how to win basketball games. When they get close, they're not sure quite what to do.
They kind of change things up a little bit, kind of panic a little bit. But I think the key for today, again, it is house money in a lot of senses. They're eliminated from tournament contention. Take it one possession at a time. Zadria King, very talented player, averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds a game, leads them in both of those categories. They can hang their hat on her. Just try and take it one possession at a time. They're averaging a good amount of turnovers a night, 21 of them. You can't win games with 21 turnovers. I think the key, get that number down. The win column may not change a ton naturally from that, but at least you can play cleaner, more efficient basketball. Try and do that here today.
Got a rebound too, and their numbers show it. They're a minus 15 in the rebound department. That's going to be big.
And when you have as poor shooting percentages as they do, when you're also getting beat on the boards like that, they don't have a ton of size. It's not a great combo, obviously. 0-20, it's a challenging thing for them. I'm interested how today they handle things. It's going to be a senior starting lineup here for Rose. Try and get off to a good start, shake things up a little bit. But really, I think just got to take it one possession at a time. Just incremental increases. I'm looking at the turnovers for me. If they can keep that clean, you got something to move forward for right there.
When we come back, we'll talk about Rose-Hulman next right here on RHIT.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Jack, you have a Rose-Hulman team you mentioned a little bit ago before we get the starting lineups and the national anthem in a couple of moments that they played well in their last game, lost to an Anderson team, but bottom line is they're heavy favorite in this one today.
Heavy favorites. I think there's a chance to experiment a little bit. You see those starters get off to a good, strong start. You really have the opportunity to kind of play a bit pressure-free, try some things, try and see if you can get some incremental improvements. It was a good performance for them against Anderson. It was right down to the wire, lost by 3 in overtime. That one falls either way. That could have big implications in the standings come the end of the season. Fascinated where that takes us.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off keys to the game as well right here on RHIT.TV.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new Living Mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, it is senior day for the 5 seniors. Let's go downstairs to the public address announcer for today's starting lineups.
At the shooting guard, number 3, Eric Smith. At guard number 4, Kaya Albert. At guard number number 23, Manuela Shamba. And guard the 5'4" senior from Westville, Ohio, number 30, Myra Randall. And then for the 6' senior from Columbus, California, number 35, Bryson Miller. And coach tonight for the Flight Engineers is Devin Ball.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, let's get keys to today's game. Let's start first off with Defiance and what they have to do to win today.
Mentioned it in the open. I think clean basketball. We see that average of 21 turnovers. Let's knock that down. Try and get that down 4, 5, 6 turnovers, around 14 turnovers. Incremental improvement there. Will that lead to a win? Not sure. But I want to see just a bit cleaner basketball on their end.
All right, how about Rose-Hulman?
For them, I think it's going to be just about getting good, clean looks. Defiance, a team that has struggled in the defensive end of things, try and play, similar, extraordinarily clean basketball. Have an even higher standard for yourself. And we're also going to see a very special moment here ahead of the game for the seniors.
Yeah, talk about this. This is going to be a really nice moment for Peyton Miller, who's been hurt all year long. And so what they're going to do is they're going to allow her to go ahead and have a basket, which is really nice to honor her. And then, of course, they'll give Defiance one, too.
Yeah, she's had an ACL injury all season long. You just saw in the pregame warm-ups just how special her teammates were able to give her the moment to get in the game once. And obviously here, they'll be able to get her the opportunity down low.
And there you go. So Miller able to get the bucket, and then she'll come out of the ball game. I'll tell you what, that's really, that's special that you've been hurt and then a chance to do that.
All season not able to make an impact. Her senior year, obviously moving on after this, and then just out of complete sporting good here. Just give it right back, 2-2. You basically start fresh 0-0, and an opportunity for her to come out of the game now and get at least an appearance this season on a very special day.
Jamie Baum will check in, so congratulations again to Peyton Miller out of Clovis, California. There you see it right there. Now, if they would have done that for me, I would have blown it. I'd have missed the layup. So
there was a lot of pressure on that. There
was. All right, here we go. Rose-Hulman basketball. Again, they're coming off that very tough loss to Anderson in overtime, in which they had every opportunity to win that contest. And we got to travel early against Rose.
Yeah, it's Nia Vanesh making her first start of the season. Just got a little bit ahead of herself there. Just try and get that one out of her hands a bit quicker.
So it will be Defiance basketball tied at 2. Again, we mentioned only 5 games remaining in the season. There's a travel the other way, and of course that's something you mentioned a little bit ago, and that's the kind that'll drive you nuts right there.
Exactly. Just the footwork, just a fraction off, a bit jittery. Obviously a very special way to start the game, but kind of puts off the rhythm just a tiny bit rather than a tip and you go immediately from the jump. You kind of wait 30 seconds after tip. That one actually going to go that way. Very good defensive work.
So 2 turnovers now for Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, Addie Allen just got her hand in there, able to poke that one free. Looked like it hit the leg and rolled out of play.
Tough start both ways in this one here this afternoon. Kai Albert, one of the 4 guards in this lineup, and that's going to go out of bounds. And so far, we've had 2 possessions each and
2 turnovers each.
Tell you what a way to start, though, huh?
Exactly. Intensity's there. Defensively, both teams a bit locked in. Still waiting for our first, I don't want to say real shot of the game, but contested shot of the game.
Nice shot, fake, and the drive and the miss by Shamba.
Love that, the aggressiveness to go after that one.
King with a rebound, fast break back the other way. Try to get it back to King down low, missed it short, and Shamba with a rebound.
She did well, missed her shot, but got right back down the court, able to get down low, make her presence felt defensively.
Tell you what, Ashley Black, and looks like we may have yep, we sure do. Mentioning Ashley Black, she really played well in that first half the other night. Now, not as well in the second half, got in a little bit of foul trouble, but she really kept them in the ball game.
23 points. It was an overtime effort for her. She'll want to translate that one into today and just carry that momentum right over. Just a fantastic scoring display by her.
Ball loose. Black able to pick it up. Nice pass to Shamba, turns and misses another one. It goes out of bounds off King. It'll stay here.
She's picking up good spots. Shamba is down low. Hasn't gotten her 2 shots to fall just yet. That was very well done, though, by Black to just bring in the pressure, find her down low. They keep doing that throughout the day. The buckets will come.
Vinesh coming out, coming into the lineup now for Rose-Hulman will be Sophia Reese. A lot of freshmen on this team for Rose-Hulman. Here's Baum. The drive, left hand, good.
Very talented player, one of the leading players in this team, and great work in the transition here by Defiance.
Yeah, they got down the floor quickly and scored the bucket. Scored there by Albert.
That was a great bit of transition work. Couldn't even let me get my thought out before they were already right up the court, tossing that one. Honestly, textbook, taking advantage of a bit of a lapse in concentration.
Here's Shamba down to the baseline, splits 2 defenders, missed it. Offensive rebound, put back, missed another one, and boy, the lid's on the basket for her right now.
Yeah, 0 for 4, but again, she's tenacious. She's getting down there. Shots will fall.
Early shooting woes now for Rose-Hulman, and we mentioned they shot so well the other night. This is King trying to do the up and under against Shamba. The kick out and the 3 is going to be missed by Addie Allen.
King at 5'8", not typically your biggest player on the court, but she plays as the lone forward, 4 guards. She's the lone forward. Just did well to kick out and got the open look.
Pass inside, and the shot's going to be missed by Black. Shamba again and again missed another one, but this one will be a foul call against Defiance. You know, there's just sometimes it doesn't fall early. Just keep shooting.
They're racking up the attempts, and that's all you can do. You can just keep on shooting. Ball isn't going to go in the hoop any other way. And, I mean, just keeping at it gets these free throw opportunities here.
Well, and Shamba's usually very accurate when she's around the basket, so it's just an unusual start for her and missed the free throw. She's probably thinking, what in the world is going on?
Yeah, you can see there, just bumped a little bit as she brought that one down. She's gotten, I think, 2 or 3 now offensive rebounds. And want to carry that forward, too.
Taylor Bates in the lineup. Second one is good for Shamba. Bates a 5'8" forward now for Defiance, and it's 5-4 Rose-Hulman. Pass inside, stolen away. Shamba's there. Third turnover now by Defiance. Quick down floor pass, and that's going to go out of bounds off Ashley Black. Each team with 3.
Love the cut, though, by her along the baseline, and it was a good read by Jamie Baum to just get her head up and immediately fire it down there. Just couldn't quite get the execution, but again, Shamba involved defensively on the other end. She's been just massive both ways.
Entry pass, nice move to the basket, and the score.
Addie Allen doing very well to get down into the paint there. Bit of a kind roll at the basket.
You know, one thing about playing a team like Defiance, who's 0-20, is that sometimes as the opposing team, as you see Baum hit the bucket, it's hard to get motivated and get rolling.
Yes, definitely. You can almost, you don't want to say mail it in, but there can be a dropping of standards, but it looks like they're returning to where they want to be for Rose. Great work defensively by Baum.
Yeah, Baum gets the block shot. Ball goes out of bounds. I think Shamba the last to touch it. Well, the key there was doubling down on the big and making her make a decision in the paint.
Exactly.
Take another look at it.
Great work just coming across there from Randolph to just make life difficult. And there's a dual forward on the ground, ends up rolling kindly for Defiance.
Doubleheader here today. We'll have the men's game following this contest. Tegan Hunt is now entered the lineup now for Defiance as that ball is deflected out of bounds with 11 seconds on the shot clock. So now Defiance. Shot clock down to 7. Nice move here by Albert. And did they get it off in time? They did, but it's going to be missed and goes out of bounds. That was Moen who ended up missing the shot.
Yeah, I liked the patience. Just probably one pass too many at that point. I think Albert got caught in her dribble a little bit trying to figure out her way to get through. But no need to kind of rush this game for Defiance. Try and take your time, concerted possessions. They were a little jittery in the open. Calm that down a little bit going forward.
Baum off the screen. That one rolls in.
Great start for her. I believe that's 3 of 3 from the field. 6 points for her. Just been very aggressive, and the shots are falling for her.
You know, one other reason maybe we had the slow start is when you start different players because of senior day. You haven't worked a whole lot together either.
Not used to those units and just kind of that flow of the game. We're seeing kind of a more typical 5 here. Great work on defensive end. Grace
Rowland, who has checked into the ball game, able to get the tip. 4 turnovers now. Baum back the other way, launches the 3 and got it.
She's on fire. Going to cause a timeout for Defiance. She's been a menace to start this one. Coming off the bench, usual starter, usual leader, up by 6 points now.
Today's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. We have the men's game coming up, as we mentioned, following this contest, and that'll be an important game, again, for Rose-Hulman on the men's side. But you mentioned Jamie Baum off to a nice start, 9 points so far here, and she came off the bench, and she's proven to be a very effective player.
9 of the 12, usually one of those players who leads them, starts things off, and obviously the first player to come off the bench after they had that nice special moment for Peyton Miller. And, I mean, that's 9 of the 10 points that they've kind of gotten from our usual game. We started 2-2, obviously, with the great moment for Peyton Miller. She's been a fantastic presence to just come in, really click, and it helps to kind of get yourself this gap. While Shamba, she's had some great opportunities under the basket. They just haven't fallen. Her team's still up 6, so when she comes back in the game, Shamba does, the pressure will be a bit lesser. She doesn't have to kind of rush or make the shot fall. You can kind of just feel it a little bit more.
Here's the key, too, Jack. You talked about it earlier, the one thing about not turning the basketball over, and Defiance has 4. The other aspect of that is, too, they've got to keep this game within distance of making sure they have a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
And they're not a team that's going to light you up from 3, only shooting 26%. They take it a lot. They've shot 423 on the season, including some attempts today. So they're willing to try it, but as a team, digging out from deficits, not easy for them.
Here comes the trap at midcourt. Defiance not quite ready for it. Another turnover. Baum with the steal. Takes it in strong. Basket good, and she's fouled.
What a start for her. Just can't stop scoring. Still perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
Well, Jack, the one thing about it is they've got to be ready. You had to have known maybe something was coming after that timeout, and they weren't ready for the trap.
That was just great work, just keeping the pressure up from a point of strength as she gets that free throw to go. It's, you could have been passive, seen what Defiance would do in response. You're going to give them something to respond to rather than being a bit more passive.
Solid man-to-man defense, by the way, in the ball game now. Amelia Diaz now for Rose-Hulman. The entry pass down low. The shot's going to be missed by King. Is King unable to get it inside? Reese will find Gallegos Rodriguez, who has checked in. She travels with it, and that'll be the 4th turnover for Rose.
That was good work by Barrett. Tallest player on this roster at 6'1", just got her body in there, made life difficult, and caused the feet to move a bit too much. Had some great pressure here, just make life uncomfortable.
Yeah, just getting it in play has been tough for Defiance. This is Addie Allen against Diaz. Well, this lead is ballooned to 9, and it happened very quickly, and a foul called on Diaz.
It really kind of snuck up on us out of nowhere. It wasn't, as if it was hugely apparent, but it's just been clean basketball on both ends. Obviously, the turnover just a moment ago, the lone aberration there, but it's been a great response after a bit of a cagey back-and-forth open, led almost entirely by Jamie Baum.
Taylor Bates is back in now for Defiance when that offense has been pushed way outside. So finding something down low has been difficult. That shot's going to be missed. We'll head the other way.
King there trying to get herself into this game.
Baum, the extra pass. Reese for 3, got it.
They're continuing good shooting form from that game against Anderson. It was a defeat, could have deterred your confidence. They're coming into this one shooting very, very well after a bit of a slower start.
And no answers now for Defiance on either end of the floor. This is King way outside. They'd love just have her shoot it out there.
Exactly.
15-footer is on the way and way off the mark. And we'll head the other way. And an unfortunate turnover.
Yeah.
That's the kind of said a little bit ago that just kind of drives coaches nuts, is that it's an unforced error.
Exactly. We'll see it again here. Sophia Reese, or Diaz rather. Well, actually, this is the three-pointer coming in now from Sophia Reese in the corner. That was great ball movement. Just a moment ago, the pass just too heavy, just asked too much of Jamie Baum as she was in stride. They had very good and then very poor on those last 2 possessions.
So Defiance down by 11 here in the opening period of play. And another near turnover as it goes into the backcourt, but last touch by Diaz.
Great effort by Diaz, try and rope that one in.
You can see, though, from an execution standpoint, why Defiance is struggling in just about every area. They just can't get it into their offense.
Definitely. Zadria King, she's in the paint right now. Their leading scorer. They just can't quite feed her in a spot of comfort. That was a tough one in transition. They can't quite get her into the spots she wants to, and that's in part because Jamie Baum is having such a just entire presence on this game, both ends of the court, because she's going one-on-one with the best player for the opposition while leading her team with 12 points herself.
By the way, that last shot was a hurried shot by McElroy because the shot clock was running out.
Yep.
Tori Scales is now checked in for Rose-Hulman. Shot clock still at 18. Shamba with a shot fake. Splits 2 defenders. Left hand, no. Goes for the offensive rebound. Able to get it back and then stripped out of her hands.
She's tenacious down there. Trying to rope that one in. Did just enough, Defiance did, to get this one up the court.
Yellow Jackets back the other way. Still down by 11. Here's King with a left-hand shot. Way off the mark. Shamba with a rebound.
That one a bit rushed. Bit of a frustrated, taken effort by her trying to just get something going.
This is Black, and another turnover. That's number 7 now for Rose-Hulman. Number they certainly want to cut down here.
You're not on pace to try and get to the number I was hoping for. Going to need to see a reduction in that, just a bit cleaner going from the second quarter on.
King for 3, got it.
That'll be a boost for her to get that one to go through, and just a nice positive way to try and end this quarter, try and cut this one down. We've gotten it back into single digits. Try and continue to claw it back.
King, by the way, a 26% shooter from 3-point range. Baum on the drive, but a foul before the shot. Looks like that might be on Allie Moen, who will pick up her second. Here's the other thing about Defiance, too. They're just not very deep, so if they get a couple of players in foul trouble, they could have some real issues on that bench.
And we're seeing King get a chance to get a breather here with 1:10 left in the first quarter. That's probably the best time to get her a breather, your best player. Nice hand there.
Boy, no kidding. That one almost went back out of bounds. Randolph, shot fake, drive, left hand, no good, but she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, you just mentioned the foul trouble that could crop up. Really, if you have to dig too deep, you're really going to struggle later on in this one, just in terms of fitness and keeping players in foul trouble out of the game. You know, not a team built for, you know, a real dogfight in that sense. They're going to hope for cleaner basketball moving forward.
You know, here's the other thing, Jack, is you see Randolph at the line. When your best player, King, when you're going to have to log her probably 39 minutes at least to give yourself a chance, that's real difficult on her, too.
Exactly. She's averaging 30 minutes a game, which most on the team, or second most, I should say, rather than Moen. And it's going to be just they rely a lot on her ability to bring things in and spread things out. And at 5'8", that's not ideal for her. You'd hope that you can have some supporting cast to allow her to get outside in the perimeter a bit more. You saw the 3 that she made earlier.
Nice pass underneath, and the layup is missed the other way.
Randolph did well to press that and get close to make things difficult.
McElroy missing her second straight shot. Diaz looking down low to Scales. Diaz will drive on the baseline, missed it. Battle for the loose basketball and pulled away by Carrie Smith.
A broken record, but Manuela Shamba is making every single defensive rebound absolute chaos for Defiance.
There's another turnover. Oh, believe it or not, Rose has actually won more than Defiance. Randolph, nothing there. We'll find Diaz. Shot clock is off. See if this will be the final possession of the opening quarter. Diaz, strong drive and contact underneath. They let it play through and she'll score. That will do it for the opening period of play after 1. Rose-Hulman on top, 21-9.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail it. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
College basketball on IndianaSRN brought to you in part by Tam Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make, a great staff, and even better food. Check them out Wednesday through Sunday. Give them a call at 317-760-1640. And got the first quarter stats. What stands out to you so far?
8 for 16 shooting for Rose, just 4 for 14 for Defiance. That really is the game right there. Just efficiency as another shot missed by Defiance.
Schaub able to get another rebound. She's going to have a ton of rebounds already in the first half. Randolph. Now to Baum. Ball tipped away, was intended on the high post there for Black. Black gets it back, shoots the three and missed it. Battle for the rebound. How about Baum sneaking in there and making that tough?
Just not a rebound she really had any right to even contest for, let alone get here, and the jump ball going to keep it on this end. It's just an extra possession with that little bit of effort, able to win for her side. It's a really, really massive one.
At one point, 13-5 rebounding lead there for Rose-Hulman after the first quarter. That's Black off the screen, hits it.
It's been a great shooting start to this game so far for Rose. Second three-pointer made on just 2 attempts. They're really getting, I want to see maybe some more tries there. Try and really see if today's their day to get some real feel going from beyond the arc.
Our halftime guest today will be tennis player Winnie Aldrich. So stay tuned for that. Chance to spotlight other players here at Rose-Hulman. There's another turnover for Defiance.
Yeah, Carrie Smith just couldn't quite get her hands on that pass. Just goes out of play. Here's the three-pointer again from Black. Just textbook. Great pass into her. Gets there, spins, and that's a three-pointer taken by someone in a lot of confidence, in a good groove right now, especially with 23 points last game.
Jack, what I like about that shot, you just turn, catch, and shoot.
Yep.
I mean, you don't
Simple.
have to do much else.
No. Jamie Baum made it very easy for her with the pass and just the spot she found herself in, but the execution also was great.
Boy, Randolph kind of hurried that shot. I'm not sure why. I don't know if she thought the shot clock was running down.
Maybe even been a pass. It was kind of in that weird middle ground. That one just too strong as well.
That was an air ball shot by Carrie Smith. Here come the Fighting Engineers and a traveling call.
That was Sophia Reese who traveled that one there, but I want to give the credit actually to Hunt, who got across and blocked the passing lane. You could see she was trying to fire it quickly, but when that was blocked, she had to take a second to think, and when you're moving that fast, that second to think means an extra step and a turnover.
Addie Allen on the drive, and a foul will be called. Looks like they got Sophia Reese. That'll be her first. 24-9, 8:20 to go here in the second quarter. In the lineup now will be Eliza Clark for Defiance. Still 14 on the shot clock, still plenty of time. Back in the ball game is King. That is King in the lane. King will get it back, able to take it away from Shamba and missed a close one.
That's one that she'll want back. Talented player. Managed to find a bit of a look down low, but just again, it's been a tough day for them so far, so just rushed it a tiny bit, puts her off her rhythm.
Randolph, the high arcer, might have been partially touched, and then Shamba misses another one, gets another offensive rebound, finally gets one to go.
Big one for her. That is just tenacity, desire, willingness to work, paying off to get that one down low.
Shamba at one point was officially 0 for 6. Finally gets on the board, a 26-9 lead here in the second. Defiance averaging less than 50 points per game. Here's King, the step back short, and Shamba another rebound. She's going to end up with double here today.
I mean, she's already to, I believe, 7 rebounds, coming off a day where she had 11 last time out. She's on her way to another double-double.
Baum for 3.
She's clicking on another level right now. It's been a fantastic start to the day for her. Just impossible to defend against her because she'll drive at you, make tough looks, and when you give her even a tiny bit of space on the three, she's going to bury it too.
Must be your presence. You know, I mean, bottom line, you come up from Florida, and the next thing you know, everybody feels good.
The sun is shining. The shots are falling. I shouldn't say the shot. Shamba, she's had a great day so far. I want to get her exact numbers on the rebounds because it's just been a tenacious effort by her. She's got the 3 points, and obviously so far with 9 rebounds for Shamba. And we still have 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
She might end with 20 by the time the day's over.
It might just be a case of she's taken out of the game before she can get to that number.
Bomb short, and then taking a shot down low is Grace Rowland as she goes out of bounds.
It looked like it was Caitlin Barrett called for that one down low.
So Barrett picks up her first. Each team with 1. And Ashley Black will inbound. Nice play, and the basket good by Gallegos Rodriguez.
The movement's fantastic, and maybe it helps when you're playing a team that has struggled like Defiance on the defensive end to stop teams. You just feel like you're a bit sharper in your execution and a bit more willing to kind of just move off the ball. Been great so far.
Another near turnover. Jumper is up and good the other way by Smith.
Nice bit of confidence for Smith. That one bouncing back to her. She's had a few turnovers last few possessions, but it bounced kindly for her, and immediately trying to get that one up, fell kindly.
This is Black in the paint. Diaz will find Rowland. Her three-pointer's missed. I'll go back to that inbound play. What I like of what teams do is when they will inbound to score. A lot of teams will inbound just to get it into the half court, but I like when they score.
They push players away from the basket, and then she cut right directly into that area that you opened up for yourself. It was clearly planned as another turnover for Defiance.
That'll be number 9 now by Defiance. Into the lineup now for Rose-Hulman will be Maria Godoy Rodriguez. Lead at 20. Diaz gives it up, and the layup good by Godoy Rodriguez. That is an unselfish play right there.
Fantastic. She could have taken the shot. She had a bit of space to do it, but she saw the defenders crashing, and she knew right there down low was the open look.
Fans still coming in on a senior day. By the way, it is not the men's senior day. That's coming later. I think we have that game on a Friday night. Near steal. Pull-up shot is up and good once again by Smith.
Pair of jumpers from a similar spot of the court. She's finding a bit of a groove. Try and ride that hot hand a little bit, see where that can lead you.
Lead back to 20. Diaz, wide open three, missed it. Rowland with a nice offensive rebound, put back no. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Rose-Hulman. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 4:54 to go, period 2. Rose-Hulman leads it by 20. There's the men's team. They're ready to go after this one. Coming up at around 3 o'clock this afternoon. College basketball brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information or maybe to volunteer, give them a call at 317-686-6239. So far, solid first half, 20-point lead. They cut down on a couple of turnovers here and there, and I think that's something they'll probably work on, speaking of Rose, the rest of the way.
Definitely. I think that can be the key. You've put yourself in a great spot. There's no need to kind of rush things anymore as King has that one taken away. Defensively, just great work from Rose to start this one, make life very uncomfortable for Defiance.
Diaz Down on that low post, a bomb. She'll fire straight away, and she is on fire again.
She won't care that it's a long two. She knows that it's going to fall no matter where she's taking it on the court. Just a heat check. See the logo? I think she's got to pop something from just way downtown.
Give her a chance. She probably will.
If there's a day to do it, it's today.
It is today. So now Defiance finds themselves down by 22. That three is launched from deep. Rowland has it knocked out of her hand on the rebound. It'll go back over to Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, Barrett couldn't bring that one in, and we'll see it again for Baum. Just that right foot a bit further beyond the line, but just in a great vein of form. She's just able to make everything she's taking right now. Fantastic from her.
Defiance will look to press here. Now, in women's college basketball, there is no backcourt 10-second call, so you don't really have to rush it too much.
But you don't really want to wait too much in your own backcourt. There's almost even though it's not a need to, maybe you can kind of force just a bit of jitters to come in regardless.
Scales misses that one, which when I become emperor, I'll tell you about things that are going to change in the world. One of them will be that. You got to have a 10-second call. Reverse layup blocked by Baum.
It does reward aggressive defensive strategies like that, doesn't it?
It does. The other one, we're eliminating punting in football, in case you didn't know that. But I got to become emperor first.
Yes. That's step one. Then step two, eliminate punting.
That's right. 3:18 and counting as Baum has a double high screen to work from. Baum will drive in the lane. Shot with the right hand missed. Offensive rebound, and she'll get fouled. I think that's going to be Smith on the foul.
Yeah, just her second miss on the day on her 9th shot. So even when she's missing the chance, she's immediately getting that one back down, going to the line for some free throws. 17 points already for her, which is impressive because no other player has more than 3.
Yeah, crazy.
It's come from across everybody else, and then she's got 17.
I say as long as you have the hot hand, you go to until they stop it, right?
Yeah. I think you just let her ride this out because, there's no burning pressure on Defiance behind you. Just let her really have a career day, She's not a senior this year, but one of the most experienced players on this team, one of the leaders on this team that you look to both as a leader and just with the ball in her hand. And, for good reason today. She comes out for a little bit. She'll get a breather. They might let her ride out the first half. Right as we were saying, let her keep shooting. They're going to give her a bit of a breather. Probably the wiser move for the long term.
37-13, under 3 minutes to go. Defiance has had a difficult time finding good shots, and when they have had decent shots, we got a foul down low against Scales. And when they have had a shot, a lot of times they're just not hitting them either.
Yep, been a bit of a rushed effort at times, and that comes when you see the scoreboard begin to balloon. You want to get that 10-point shot that you can. Great work right there by King to just work that one in off the inbound and get that one to fall. That's what you want to see more of. Just nice, controlled efforts. And if they don't fall, they don't fall. But try and just get the execution as close to where you want it as possible.
Here's Reese. And Reese, the pass went one way, and Randolph went the other.
You saw that was good work defensively. I think that might have been Allen who kind of just got in front. And Randolph was trying to guess which way to go around her. And then, it, as you said, just the ball was passed right as she cut. And it was just,
a lot of times coaches will tell you, listen, just make the fake and go. Don't make it twice and go because we have a foul the other way. Because what you'll have is a situation like that.
Too much deliberation, and you don't want to think too much. You don't want it to get too bogged down. It did happen in that instance, but it's been a pretty clean performance so far. The shots have been going very well. You mentioned 19 points for Baum, which is more than half of the team's effort. But loving just everybody else trying to get in on the scoring, get involved.
The drive by King got cut off, and Shamba with another rebound. At least she has 10 at least, I know.
That one might have been number 10 right there for her. Just been a fantastic effort on the boards.
Randolph. Shot clock still at 17, plenty of time. Reese with the basketball. And we have a foul away from the ball. They got Scales.
Yeah, King animated down low for Defiance. Just some good work by her to just try and earn one, get the ball back for her side. And for Shamba, 5 defensive boards, 5 offensive boards. She's up to 10 right now.
We talk about so many things in the game of basketball and coaching in general, and I told you that's why I lost all my hair. Keith Myers lost all of his hair a long time ago because he was a coach as well. It's not a good profession if you want to keep your hair.
No.
And a lot of times it just happens because of silly mistakes, and you've been working on those things in practice a lot.
you have to give up the control, which I imagine is a very difficult element of things. You can prepare as best you can. Offensive foul on King right there. Earned one on the other end defensively. Commits one there.
You know, I always wondered when we called a timeout and we'd set up a play and then I'd send the players back out and it looked like something we never talked about. Where was the miscommunication?
Where was it lost in translation?
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened?
You know, you can't read minds. They can't read yours. You can't read theirs. And that's why we play the game. Because stuff can happen.
And that's why I got out of coaching. Turnover number 10 now by Rose-Hulman. Coming up on a minute to play. Still a comfortable 22-point lead now for the Fighting Engineers. Able to cover up the three well. Entry pass. King off the glass. Missed it. Shambo another rebound.
Just got to follow up on our coaching discussion right there. They could have swung it to the corner for a three. There's a good ball down for Roland.
Roland with the left hand. Wow.
Great work by her. But I just wanted to mention that I saw Courtney P. on the bench just so frustrated with one of the players that they didn't swing it for that extra pass because they had that look. They just didn't quite execute it. So that was just right there a direct example of that coaches wanted to almost just take the controller like a video game and make the pass.
Randolph starts to take off after the rebound, turns it over. And what do we have here? One official is looking at the other official. I think
stay here regardless.
They took 1 second off the shot clock. So we're talking about an 8-second difference. Again, Winnie Aldrich will be coming up at halftime. See if Rose-Hulman will get one more look before the end of the half. 9 seconds on the shot clock. King loses it, ball loose, turnover. Randolph back the other way, lead pass to Baum, and Baum's going to get fouled. That foul against Allen.
Yeah, Allen, she knows Baum, and she knows that she's just going to make it uncomfortable. She's going to get up against her, and she has to put the foul in, has to put enough into it to make life difficult for the bucket not to fall and force Baum to earn them at the free throw line.
I hate to say anything, but I'm pretty sure that the head coach for Defiance, is she standing behind the bench?
Yes.
Yeah. That's called frustration right there. I mean, you just don't have any answers right now when you turn the ball over 12 times. Second free throw missed. Roland with a rebound, but they're going to call her for an offensive foul.
Yeah. The offensive boards have been just really impressive. That one would have been the 10th on the day for Rose-Hulman, but obviously the foul just too overzealous trying to reach for that one.
I agree with Roland. Come on. I didn't push anybody.
It's a height thing, you're just reaching over them, but then do you bump into them too much?
There is no such thing as over the back in basketball. Really? Everybody thinks there is, but there really isn't.
Really?
Yeah. There's no rule because that free throw's missed.
Is that just a different rule that's been called over the back? Or is
People just assume it's over the back when it can be called a push, but it can't be called over the back. Yeah. You learn something every time you come on this broadcast.
I've learned so many things in our first half today.
And things you don't want to share with other people. Randolph. Here's Roland. Skip pass. Shot by Black from three. Missed it. And we will head to the locker room. Your thoughts on the first half. And I'll tell you what, Rose, you cut down on some of those turnovers. They're really blowing this thing out.
Jamie Baum having herself a day. It's senior day, but she's saying, you know what, maybe it's my day too. 20 of their 40 points. No one else has more than 3. That still is, they're up by 24. A fantastic start for them. They've been aggressive. They've been very good on offense. A few more turnovers than they'd like, so maybe some things to clean up on potentially in the second half, but I would love to see for both teams, execution is the key for the second half. Try and just make things as clean as possible. If the shots come off, if the passes work out, so be it. Try and just make things as clean execution-wise as possible.
I think when you're talking about the turnovers, especially, if I'm turning it over on effort, that's one thing, but if I'm just turning it over because of a lazy pass, that's another thing.
Catching the ball, taking an extra step before you put that ball on the ground, those kinds of things, just very preventable mistakes. Try and lock in mentally, as we may see some bench players come in, potentially for Rose, get some good experience, get some good minutes under the belt. Could be a good half.
All right, halftime score, Rose-Hulman 40, Defiance 16. Your halftime report is coming up right here on RHIT.tv.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail it. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SED's Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
$575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
It is halftime, and we get an opportunity to spotlight student athletes here at Rose-Hulman. And joining us today is Winnie Aldrich. She is on the tennis team, which, by the way, they are underway, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Winnie?
Yep, we're underway.
Okay, we'll talk more about that in a moment. By the way, Winnie is from Valparaiso, and your major is biomathematics, correct?
Yep.
All right, so we always like to spotlight what that means. What is a biomathematician?
Just someone who works with a lot of statistics and mathematics in the sense of like probability with biology and genetics. I don't know. It's really complicated, but I work mostly with plants and genetics, so yeah.
What got you interested in that field, though? Because it had to have been started someplace pretty early, and then we'll talk about you coming to Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, so I honestly didn't really have much of an idea of what I wanted to do before coming into college, and in high school it was always sort of a question in my mind, but I have some family in Wisconsin who do some farming, and that was kind of inspiring to me, and I really enjoy biology. But as I got older, I kind of thought maybe I would more so enjoy engineering and computers. I was really good with like the electrical side and building circuits, so that's what I actually came in to do, so computer engineering. But then I very much quickly realized that I was not very passionate about it, actually, and so I took a chance to change to what I'm doing now.
Oh,
so,
very good.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do what is a passion, that's for sure, and I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
From Valparaiso. So what got you from Valparaiso to Terre Haute and Rose-Hulman?
See, I ask myself that every day, actually. I actually looked a ton into schools in Florida when I was a senior in high school, but you know, too far away from home, I'd feel a little bad, so I wanted to stay in the state of Indiana, and you know, Rose-Hulman, unmatched academic atmosphere, so it was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. Talk about your experience. You're a senior now, so this is, I'm assuming, will be your final year, and it was, I don't know if grad school or anything like that is in your future, but what do you anticipate you'll do when it's all said and done?
I've thought about grad school. I think maybe it could be a cool option maybe in the future, but not right away. I think I want to start working right away. I don't have anything lined up at the moment, but I do want to go right into agricultural research, do some computational biology with that, and see where that takes me. So.
Yeah. Okay, now one last question about all of this, just from a standpoint of, do you want to stay around in Indiana? Because let's face it, I mean, Indiana's a big agricultural state.
Right.
There's no doubt about that. I heard you say Wisconsin. I know they do a lot of that in Wisconsin as well. Do you want to hang around this area?
Yeah, I would actually love to hang out in the Midwest, which sounds like something a crazy person would say. But, yeah, I would love to stay in the Midwest, and I think ultimately I would love to end up in Wisconsin. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, you're not crazy for saying that, especially when the cloudy skies start rolling in for days at a time.
Yeah.
Florida sounds pretty good about this time of year as well.
For sure.
Now, we mentioned that tennis has started, and you were a first-team All-HCA selection in 22 and 23, so last year.
Yep.
Back for your senior season. Give us an idea of how things are going so far.
Yeah, we just started a couple weeks ago. We have our new coach, Matt Wilson. He's been doing an awesome job coaching us, really high-intensity practices, a lot of reps. So we're in pretty good hands with how that's going. He's conditioning us as well, so really making us run.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great preparation for what's to come. Us women haven't had a match yet, as the men have had two. So that's going to be coming up this weekend, and I think we're more ready than ever.
Good. Well, talk a little bit about last year and then things you'll build on to get ready for this year, not only from a team standpoint, but individually as well.
A team standpoint, we actually had a pretty big lull in recruiting, so we didn't have any incoming freshmen. So we had to really rally and put some work in to recruit some people on campus, and we were really successful. So now we've built kind of a more solid foundation for a team. Had some girls join from fall sports to join us here in the spring, so that's awesome. But last year, personally, I think I really get caught up in the heat of the moment, and I can get a little emotional out there. So my goal this year is to really take a step back and take a deep breath and have everything under control, and try to keep it cool.
But that tells me you're competitive and you care about what you're doing.
I'm
right?
extremely competitive, and people see maybe I'm like a little crazy out there, but I'm very passionate.
You've used that word crazy a couple of times here. Am I getting a feeling here or something?
No. I'm cool.
Where do you guys set in the conference this year, and from a standpoint, where will you guys be by the end of the year?
So going into this year, I think we have a pretty good chance at maybe taking the number one spot if we really put in the hard work and dedication. So our top competition is Transylvania, so that's going to be tough to beat, super tough to beat. But I think if we really put in the hard work, we can make something happen.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
Have you guys been indoors the whole time?
Yes, we've only practiced indoors. We're here at the Bubble, 15 minutes away from campus, so we're driving there every day to practice and get a really good workout in.
Yeah. And then when do you go outside? Is that going to be pretty soon?
Pretty soon. We might actually be hitting outside next week since it's going to be warming up, sunny. But we're also working against the daylight in schedule, so yeah.
Now that is, before I let you go, it's a tough balance between being a student and an athlete here at Rose-Hulman, but you've been able to do it for now 4 years.
Yep.
How tough has it been?
Oh, it's been extremely tough, but it teaches you about time management, and it's just such a great skill to have, especially going into the workforce. You have to figure out when you're going to do this assignment by, get it completed early, study ahead of time, just so you can allocate 6 hours to watch a match or watch the guys play, and then also have to play your match because we have to support each other.
Yeah.
So just time management is a crazy skill that we've been able to kind of master here as a student athlete at Rose-Hulman.
I know you don't want to go too quickly, but I'm sure you're just kind of anxious to get things going and get that career going, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little antsy, but I'm kind of trying to take in all the good moments here because it's been such a great 4 years. So.
Any tennis afterwards?
I hope I can play tennis until my body no longer allows me to. So
Good
it's
for
a
you.
lifetime sport.
All right, Winnie, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We're at halftime. We'll come back with more in the second half right here on RHIT.TV.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SED's Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
$575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Welcome back once again to Rose-Hulman. Jack, run down some of those first half numbers, and it kind of tells the story.
Yeah, 40 points, obviously the big one for Rose-Hulman. Strong first half, only allowing 16, up 24. 9 different scorers, 20 of the 40 points coming from solely Jamie Baum. You know, it's senior day, but she's trying to steal the spotlight a little bit herself. They won't mind too much. She's having a great day. Just right there, that alone, just the diversity of scores has been just a fantastic thing to see so far. Difficult, though, start for Defiance as they're going to try and turn things around. Said in the first half, want to see cleaner execution in this half. Will you be able to come back from 24 down? It's a really tough ask to get your first win of the season.
Well, and they only shot, 29% too.
Yep.
Three-pointer at the top is short. Baum there to get the loose basketball.
See, I don't hate that possession. You're just moving the ball around a little bit. Shot isn't the worst one you've taken. If you keep playing like that, there's some things to draw from and take from this. I mentioned it's a year of transition for Defiance. I think you just kind of try and take things where you can and don't try and make things too difficult for yourself.
Shot clock is at 10. This is Reese with the basketball. 40-16. Reese from 15. Got it.
Great work from her to generate that angle. Hit that one right there. And also just the offensive rebounding has been really impressive from Rose-Hulman, even when they haven't gotten the shots to fall, which hasn't really been a massive problem. They're almost at 50% shooting on the day. They're just getting the boards. They're falling kind of like that, but they're also just putting in the effort so far today.
Smith unable to get the bucket. This is Baum. So once again, Rose able to build on the lead. Here's another three. That's going to be off the back of the iron by Black, but another rebound by Shamba.
She's up to 11 now, I believe.
Reese misses the spinner in the lane. We'll head the other way.
And Shamba's coming off of an 11-rebound day. Was her 4th double-double of the season last time against Anderson. Another board for her. Just an absolute menace down low right now.
Tell you what, watching Coach P there, just the agony of not making a layup. When things aren't going right, you just can't seem to find the answer.
When it rains, it does pour. That's actually 13 rebounds now for Shamba, just to get the exact number there. Wow, very good day.
Entry pass underneath, and we got a foul call that will send Gallegos Rodriguez to the line.
Good patience from her. Didn't instantly try and rush that one up. Drew the defender into the air a little bit, was able to get under, draw that contact. Head to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Jack, you look at the next game, as we mentioned, they're going to be at Hanover, and then they'll go to Mount St. Joe, speaking of Rose-Hulman. A lot of things you want to try to work on to get ready for those 2 games. Yes. Because 3 of your next 4 on the road, you really got to play well on the road.
And there's some big ones. They're the teams ahead of them currently in the HCAC standings. That's a tennis ball that's ended up on the court.
Oops. Question is, Jack, where did it come from?
I think there might be a child who is missing a ball on the upper level of here at Holbert Arena. That's not just every day. But just the teams are trying to chase down, they're ahead of them. And also you've got to worry. You get the win here today, you're in a great spot to at least make the tournament. Now you got to get some better seeding, potentially chase down a team. Hanover might be just out of reach, but if you get that win, it's a big one to try and prove on the road.
Great move underneath. The basket good by Allen.
She's had a good day so far. Try and make things happen. Got underneath, able to kind of make a really tough angle for her. Execution was great there. That's what I'm hoping for. Just try and see things out in this one.
You know, one thing about that seeding, you'd love to get a home game first, if you possibly can, because everybody's going to end up in Transylvania eventually.
Yep.
But certainly playing one at home would be nice.
And if you can, if you get to 4, you'd end up playing, say you win your first game, you would end up playing, Transylvania. But if you get to all the way to 3, you could avoid it all the way to the final. That's really hard, though. You got to really kind of climb through the standings really late on this season. 5 games left, 5 potential wins. Looking very good in this one to at least get the first of those 5.
How about that? Shamba finally getting one to fall inside.
We talked about just the double-double. She's got 4, had one last game. She's got rebounds, to give a few, just to give the stats out and still be there. She's got 13 boards and getting up to 5 points now, second leading scorer on the day.
King shoots an air ball, hustles after it. I like the hustle on that because bottom line is she could have said, whatever, and head the other way.
Exactly. And I don't think anybody would have blamed her because she had so much work to do to even get close to it. But again, a player who has high standards for herself, one of the leading players for this Defiance side, just trying to make something happen. And if mistakes happen in effort, as you mentioned, Troy, just trying to make that happen, you can live with that.
Yeah. So if you are Defiance, and again, they're changing because, again, they're getting out of Division III. They'll be moving to NAIA. They can offer scholarships, and I would imagine that's going to help their recruiting out a little bit better.
It definitely will. It's going to be a time to change things around, and entirely new staff, losing your 9 leading scorers from last season, and again making the decision in October to switch things around to NAIA. You don't want to call the season a write-off or a wash, but that's kind of just been the backdrop, and it's really hard to kind of establish things for this season. Great work by Baum to just get there. Pass a little bit poor though.
Yeah, Baum probably should have went back up with that one, right?
I think she should be selfish. She's earned that right so far. She's been absolutely electric from the field so far.
Well, I think too it would have caught Defiance off guard defensively. Yeah. They were not ready for her to sneak in there and get one. Oh my!
That one just it's one of those days, where it's falling into the hoop and then it says nope and just bounces right out.
Allen unable to get that one to fall. Under 6 minutes remaining now in the third. Reese on the drive to the baseline. Baum now with the basketball just inside the three-point line, and a whistle and a foul call against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Albert looks like got a bit too handsy there, fouling Baum. Just a handful to defend against. She's aggressive, she's going to drive right at you, try and make life difficult.
Did you notice on the first couple of possessions there for Rose-Hulman, there wasn't a whole lot of dribbling? I mean, it was pass and go. It kind of got back into that dribbling mode right here.
Yeah.
I know that's part of the game, but a lot of times you just love to see pass and go and move, and you can make a lot of things happen.
As you mentioned, a step back for Baum, but a foul also down low. That's a tough mistake, just for Barrett to just too much into the back of Roland. And she's about to bring that one down. You can move forward onto the attack. Just got a little too aggressive trying to go for the board.
So Roland on the receiving end of that foul. Barrett picks up number 2. That is the third team foul on Defiance. And then Diaz coming up short inside.
Love the movement for her to get in that spot. Well done defensively, though, by Bates, just getting in the way.
Here is a 3, and it's going to be missed by Bates.
A chance to attack.
Diaz will find Randolph. Shot fake, drive, right hand, no. One thing Randolph does really well, though, she'll shot fake you, and she's a left-hander, so you kind of have to find a way to get over and guard that left hand.
Yeah, you're not necessarily used to that form when she takes a shot like that. It kind of puts you off a little bit. Majority of players being right-handed, you're used to defending against that so often. She can really make things quite difficult for her opponents.
Timeout, 45-18.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SED's Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, today's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction as well as metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermaker Union Local 374, 219-845-1000. We're here for not only today, we'll be back here I think next Wednesday, and then I think next Friday. Which will be the Senior Men's Day, or Men's Senior Day.
Yep. Senior Men's Day, I think it's a different
Yeah,
atmosphere.
that'd be my league, the Senior Men's. Here's Roland, baseline shot, missed. Shamba with a rebound, and we got a jump ball.
Yeah, this one had the other way, but again, Shamba just, we're hitting this point repeatedly because we've had 14 times to hit this point. She's got 14 rebounds on the day. We still have 4:30 to go in this quarter, and then there's another quarter after that.
Boy, Defiance struggling just to get to 20 so far. Look at that defense by Randolph, and then that pass out of the reach of King and out of bounds.
Yeah, obviously the shooting woes for Defiance a big factor, but also defensively, it's not like Rose is letting their foot off the gas at all or saying this is a team that's not the best on offense, will play a bit less effort. You're seeing them dive on the floor for loose balls, fighting hard for offensive rebounds, just making things incredibly difficult. So obviously it's a big day for them, at home, senior day.
Randolph for three, missed it. So one and done this time for the Fighting Engineers. Good look out front here at Allen. Gets the high screen from King. King wants it back. Lefty will shoot it from three short. And the rebound by Rowland. One thing about this Rose-Hulman team, a lot of people don't know if you don't follow them. We talked about basically a rebuild from what happened to them last year, but they have so many freshmen on this team.
Yeah, they're a young group. What a shot by Baum to get herself back into it. She's one of the experienced players. You need players like her, their senior cadre, to kind of lead things and try and help you bring in this very young group.
King got cut off. We'll find Albert the miss. Rowland with a rebound. And then Rowland got tied up by King. And possession error over to Defiance.
Yeah, Rowland looked a little frustrated that she didn't get a foul called against her opponent down low. She's one of those very talented freshmen that's come in. She's been a massive presence down low, leading the team in points and rebounds a night.
So it will be Rose-Hulman basketball, as we mentioned, with 3:18 remaining, a 30-point lead here in the third. We talk about the Rose-Hulman women's basketball team and some of the youth they had. You look at the men's team, they're really young.
Extraordinarily so. Great defensive work here.
Stolen away, the drive, and the shot missed by Albert will go to the line for two.
Good work by her. Just getting the hand in there, keeping the tenacity up, and just getting herself to the free throw line, working for that one.
It will be interesting to see when Defiance goes to NAIA how that's going to work for their program, because they've really struggled in just about every sport they've had for quite some time. So I'll be curious to see how that works.
It's going to be a change for sure, and it offers a wide change. Can be good, it can be bad, but I think there's a lot of potential to try and shift things around, which could be good for the future for Defiance athletics.
Second free throw by Albert. 4 points now by the senior. Now the press put on by the Yellow Jackets. Baum able to handle this one relatively easy. One thing about Baum, too, is she drives and misses, gets the offensive rebound, reverses underneath the basket and lays it in.
Textbook. Just incredible work for her down low.
She's playing with a lot of,
confidence. Yes.
Confidence is big.
Yes.
There's a drive and nothing there for Clark. Lob pass inside Diaz and give the assist to Baum.
You could just see her scanning the court. She was getting up there. There was three players in front of her saying, all right, who's with me? And can I just try and find a teammate here? A timeout call. They needed a bit of a breather. Just because they were just getting ran up the court. Baum just continuing it here. We'll see the replay again. Able to just slide her in behind.
Great play there. And today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their mission is building better futures one story at a time. They acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. Want to remind you today's broadcast is copywritten by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the Heartland is strictly prohibited. We have a doubleheader for you today. Want to remind you, you can always go to the Heartland website to get update on the schedule, the scores. Of course, they have the spring seasons now pretty much underway. We're going to be talking with one of the baseball players coming up in the halftime of the men's game, and Rose-Hulman ought to be right there in baseball too. We will be doing a few of the Rose-Hulman games this year here on RHIT.TV, and then of course we'll have the HCAC baseball playoffs. It'll be coming up in May, so we got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah, I love both this time and also in the fall. Someone bouncing off the foot of Albert. when you've got all of this crossover of, fall to winter, winter to spring, you got so much happening, so many athletes out and about all across campus as a student, as a fan, as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
It's the dream.
So after the turnover, I, by the way, have Defiance unofficially for 15. Let's see if that's correct.
I officially have them for 15.
All right.
Actually, maybe 16. Maybe bumped up to that one. We'll see in a moment.
There's a nice move there by Rowland. 34-point lead. They're putting on a clinic right now.
Fantastic performance. Just exactly what you would want in response after a tough one drop last time out.
Clark on the drive, missed it. Rowland brings it down. Baum quickly pushing the ball up the floor. Skip pass will find Ashley Black. And then Gallegos Rodriguez unable to get that one. We're going to start seeing some players for Rose-Hulman that generally don't get a chance to play, as that three is going to be hit by Allen.
Second three make of the game. Was about to remark on just only shooting 1 of 12 up to that point. Now 2 of 13. Just trying to get another one to fall for Defiance, but they've been trying a bunch of threes without much success since early on in the game. Good to see one fall for them.
Black picking up the basketball up top, 16 on the shot clock. Rowland says, you know what, I can hit a three.
It helps when she's able to dominate down low like she did just a few possessions ago, and then turn right around and just stand in the corner, stretch the floor, and if they don't get out to her quick enough, she's going to pop one.
King looked down and made sure she was near the three-point line. Great save by Reese.
That was great work by her. Great awareness, know where her feet had to be.
Reese finding Baum, and she got tackled on the way to the basket. We'll go to the line for 2, and she took a hard hit right there.
She did, and if I'm Devin Paul there, I'm looking at that and saying that's the exact reason. Not that any player you want injury, but you don't need to keep her in this game at this point. Been a fantastic one. You just see, you know how she's going to play. She's going to play hard-nosed, aggressive, and she's going to go after her opponents. And the more I think you can give her a breather to get out of the game, I think she's going to be brought out right after these free throws. It's a good opportunity to get her out of this one on what's been just a fantastic performance from her.
What unofficially, 26?
25 points, taking this next free throw.
There you go.
Right there.
So she will come out of the lineup. Coming in now for Rose will be Columba Rodriguez. We haven't seen her much this year, just a sophomore. Final seconds of this third quarter. It's all Rose-Hulman. Off the screen. Entry pass underneath now to Bates. Shot might have been partially blocked by Scales. Still 20 seconds. Defiance trying to finish out the quarter in a positive manner. This is Hunt launching the three, missed it. Rebound by Reese. Still plenty of time. Baseball pass will find Black. Black puts it on the floor, drives off the glass and good.
Grace Rowland, the first one to celebrate with her. You could see she was the most vocally telling her how much is left on the shot clock, or the game clock, I should say, able to get her enough info so she's able to get that one up, make it, celebrate, head into the break, up 36 rather.
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 miles an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
College basketball here on RHI TV, brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse is a group of logistics professionals dedicated on working together to provide our clients with a complete logistics package. They have offices in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. For more information, give them a call at 317-396-1023. Final 10 minutes of this one. By the way, Jamie Baum, 27 points. And a tip in the backcourt. Back in the lineup, though, will be Neha Vinesh, who got the start today for Rose-Hulman. And I think that, what do we have here?
Potentially, I honestly have no clue. Couldn't even guess what they were trying to figure out. Because clock wouldn't be an issue because we just started. They bumped down to 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Okay, so that must be what it was, because it was tipped by a Rose-Hulman player into the backcourt.
But would that reset the shot clock?
I wouldn't think
because
so.
Now there's a difference between, we've been 18 seconds into, this quarter and only 15 off the shot clock, which
doesn't add up, does it?
Nah, I mentioned after we went to break that I goofed up the numbers. I first said 26, no, it was actually 36. But then they added the 2 points, it's actually 38. So math isn't my strong suit, but I can tell that 15 and 18 are not the same number.
None of that, by the way, was your fault. If they didn't get it right the first time, you're just going, we count on them.
See, I didn't miss, just the initial math was bad, and then there was a late addition, so then it was a terrible look. This is like a long delay here. I think they have to figure out, just with the shot clock. I think it should just be 12 seconds left, no?
You know why it's even a longer delay? It's a 38-point ball game. You don't need to delay it this long.
Yes.
It's not going to be that much of a factor, believe me. If it is, we'll check it at the end of the game.
See, they've added actually 3 seconds to the game clock. So there's an extra 3 seconds of the total game. It wasn't even a shot clock issue. It was a game clock issue, which that does make sense a bit.
We should have had our halftime guest come back and talk about this because a lot of mathematics went into that equation. So.
Yes.
Chuck, get her back over here, okay?
Great three there.
Albert hits the three. She has 7. Press put on now by Defiance. We mentioned that Columba Rodriguez in the ball game. In fact, I don't think we have seen her play all year long in the games we have done. Reese on the strong drive and the miss. A lot of times players miss that shot because they don't bring it through the face. They like to bring it outside.
Yep.
Nice pass intended there for Bates.
Love the effort from Sophia Reese there. Again, you're up so many points. You're up 35. You don't need to lay out for that one. You're forgiven if you don't.
Yeah.
But it's just great, indicative of great effort and great passion there.
Off the entry pass. That shot is short by Allen. And a foul on Allen off the rebound by Vinesh.
She's making just her 7th appearance this season. Obviously got the start here for senior day. She's part of the golf program earlier on in her career, actually, here at Rose-Hulman, which I thought was interesting in the prep for this game. Joining the program as a senior.
You know what the key is here now? They need to get her to score.
That is the key. Trying to get all the seniors some points.
Yes.
Obviously a big moment for Peyton Miller to start the game. ACL injury been limiting her contributions. But able to get the 2 points, just a nice sporting moment from both teams.
No kidding. Hard shot that time by Black. Probably should have used the left hand on that one.
Yeah. Just 5 points for her today.
Albert hits the 3 again.
Yeah, just a bit of a few threes this quarter for Defiance. Helps things look a bit nicer on the scoreboard.
Black back the other way. Now there was your chance right there. Shots up and good by Rodriguez.
Nice shot by her, confident, got it in stride, just immediately put it right up. Had only one thought when she got it. It's going to be a timeout by Defiance.
So a timeout on the floor. 8:01 remaining in this one. We'll take a timeout, 63-29.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living wall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Rose-Hulman basketball brought to you in part by Passion to Care. They're dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Throughout Indiana and their state programs, they can provide financial compensation. If you'd like more information on Passion to Care, call 833-420-6640. After the media timeout, Defiance basketball. Good look here at Albert on the drive. Wide open baseline shot. Got the roll on that one. Is Allen able to connect?
Touched basically every part of the rim en route to scoring there. They'll enjoy just a bit of luck in that sense.
By the way, you say, why is Baum back in? I think it's more as you go high-low here to Shamba, layup good.
She's on double-double watch now. 7 points, 13 boards. They can get her 3 more. She's got her 5th double-double of the season.
I was about to make the point about Baum being back in. You still want a ball handler in there.
Yes. It is a factor. And here she is going to be getting this one in transition right away.
Baum rolls off the front of the rim.
You don't have a ton of players on this Rose roster who can carry it up the court with as much intensity as she does. And that's a really nice thing because it lets you bring in other options around her and have them actually be able to be supported. You can't just toss your entire backups out there and say, all right, get some minutes of value, because there's too much that's changed, as there's an offensive foul there against King.
I think that's the second time King has been called for an offensive foul. I'm going to go back to the other end of the floor.
There's a great finish by Shamba down low.
When Baum goes in, we've seen now 2 players on the left side shoot with the right hand. Why aren't we using the left hand? Because I think from a balance standpoint, you're a little softer on the left hand too.
Definitely. It's just a practice thing, getting comfortable with it. If it's a day to try with your offhand where you're less confident, less comfortable, I think it's today of all days. Vinesh with the shot.
Oh,
just too strong.
They're going to try to get her some points before this is over, I'm sure. 65-31. Entry pass to King. Missed it. Great defense, though, by Baum down low.
Good chance to potentially go quickly in transition.
Diaz will be fouled and go to the line.
Again, it's just a willingness to get down the court, get into the teeth of her opponent, and make life uncomfortable. Both ends of the court. That's what Rose is doing. And Baum will go out of the game. And slight irritation for me, she drops under 1 point a minute now. She was at 26 minutes, 27 points. Now she's at 28 minutes, still the 27 points.
Well, you know what? We could send a note down to the coach and say,
get her back in, get some more points.
Yeah, Coach Paul, get her back in. Jack's a little bit irritated here.
I think they'll be okay with her performance on the day, even though she's dropped to .964 points per minute. That's still a good day.
Yeah, just not acceptable. How about that drive? Basket good by Allen.
Good work by her. Just drops the head down, trying to just drive to the basket. She's up to 8 points now on the day.
By the way, after the game, Coach Paul will be joining us and talk about the win. There's a foul underneath against Barrett. That'll be her 3rd.
Yeah, trying to just track that one down, chase it down. Always would have been a tough one to try and pull out and get the block there.
You know, I like Coach Paul because, first off, he's an excellent coach. Does a great job with his group. But number 2, he doesn't dress up like, he didn't need all the – you look fantastic, though, by the way.
Had to bring it out. And to be fully transparent. A lot of this has been stolen from my dad's wardrobe as I'm crashing my parents' place. Fortunately, he's gotten a bit bigger as he's gotten older, but he's still got the length that I need, as us tall men need.
That's true. At 6'6", you probably do need a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in a gym, it always hurts. People say, "Oh, do you play basketball?" And then I have to tell them, unfortunately, I can play basketball, but I cannot play basketball well. That's why I'm here, and I'm limited to right here.
There you go. Baseline drive, shot too hard there by Smith. I'm sure that your dad appreciates you telling everybody he's gotten a little heavier.
He would tell everybody that himself as well.
Okay, good. Nice pass to Shamba. No, and we'll go to the line.
That could have been her double-double if she got the N1 opportunity, but that one just off there.
Yeah, we usually, and again, I don't know your dad. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but, we don't want to talk about portly guys. Keith is portly, and we don't talk about him very much. So
I'm just testing to see if he's watching. I'm just waiting to see if I'll get a text on my phone. Like, what are you saying about me on the broadcast? Or if I'm going to have to go home after this and say, oh, did you happen to catch 5:27 left in the fourth of the first game of the doubleheader?
You were the main topic.
Exactly, yeah.
70-33. High screen by Barrett. With this win today, Rose will go a game over 500. More importantly, 8-6 in the conference. Too hard off the glass by Barrett. And that'll be a double dribble against Black.
That was we've seen throughout the day, Courtney P.A. just on the sideline for Defiance, trying to get her team to play with some intensity as Myra Randolph comes out of the game with raucous applause over there. Just trying to get the team to play with intensity, try and make the pressure uncomfortable for Rose, and it worked out there. They forced her in the double dribble, so they'll be happy with that result on the defensive end.
You like it that you can get your seniors out and have them recognized by the crowd. Good look here at Albert. Bad angle, missed the shot. Baum with another rebound. Hey, how about that screen right there by Vinesh? Step back Baum. Enough said, right?
Step back Baum. Up to 29 points now. If she gets out of the game right now, she'd be back to a point a minute.
I think she's going to stay in for a little bit. Shot missed by Smith, which is unfortunate because it's messing up the math again.
All right, unless she scores some more points here.
Why not? Baum's feeling it.
She's got some buffer room now. She's got some room to work with. I mean, get away from the point a minute. She's up to 31 points now. Just a fantastic day for her as a junior.
Wow. 74-33. We've made it to the 4-minute mark in this one. How about that drive? And the layup's going to be missed by Albert. Shamba thinking she's Magic Johnson.
Up to 15 boards for her on the day, and at 8 points, she's a bucket away from the double-double we've been talking about.
Baum will get the screen. They're trying to get some points for this young lady right there, and the miss. Tell you what, they need to get it back to her.
And they tried to fire it right back into her hands, but she was swarmed.
Vinesh, by the way, still looking for her first basket. 7 on the shot clock. Vinesh, this time, yes.
That might be the biggest applause of the day. They got a big head of her up there. Just a great moment for her.
Timeout will have some just changes substitute-wise, but I think they're going to call a 30 on this one. Hey, don't forget, you can be a part of IndianaSRN and RHIT.TV. As you're going to take a look at that step-back shot right there. You'll always have a front row seat. You can contact us at sales@IndianaSRN.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that can maximize your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. What does that say?
It's, we got Go Fighting Engineers, an arrow pointing to the face of Nia Vinesh. They're probably the happiest people in the gym when she was able to sink that one.
Oh, very good. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. This is King. King with the left hand, tough shot, bad angle again, and the rebound there by Black. Good defense by Shamba. We'll have another change here for Rose-Hulman. Oof. That'll lay you out pretty good, won't it?
Just the wind knocked out. Good to see her back up quickly.
Yeah.
Would have been tough for in the final moments of a day of a lot of positivity and happiness for Rose to just kind of have anything kind of deter that and bring things down a bit.
You know, a lot of times that comes down to communication, too. You've got to tell that offensive player that there's a screen coming or a pick coming. Just got to communicate.
Shamba coming out of the game, getting her applause. If that's her last contribution of the day, she won't get the double-double, but just a fantastic performance from her. You're seeing the tenacity she has down low with the 15 boards. 8 points as well to go with it. She was no fault of trying 3 of 10 from the field. You want her to take all those looks down low, get the offensive board, immediately try and just go right back up with it, try and get those points.
That will go against Rodriguez. She'll pick up her first.
Feels important after the disparaging remarks I made about my father earlier. He has texted me, and he said, I'm down 5 points. Thank you very much. And I'm very proud, and I love you very much. And thank you for listening as well, most importantly.
There you go. Well, I'm glad he's just not taking it too personal about that shot you took.
Maybe he is taking it personal. He's just stewing. What a 3 right there.
Tegan Hunt. Well, the good news is when you have the microphone, you always get the last word, right?
Yeah, they can only hear me. They can't hear his perspective.
That's right. Back to a 40-point ball game. Here's Reese. Godoy Rodriguez in the ball game. That'll be a travel against Rodriguez. By the way, since
she's back in, they wanted to get the applause opportunity for Ashley Black.
Yeah, there you go.
And maybe the double-double's back on for Shamba.
There you go. By the way, I was just going to mention real quick, you going to IU as that is Clark.
Great make.
That IU got beat today by Penn State at home.
See, was there any follow-up to that, or is it just...
No.
That's just it. That's it. It's just they lost to Penn State. I was wondering if there was any reason to bring it up, or...
Yeah. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Hey, you know what? That I can't dispute anything there, because that's what happened. There's the double-double.
Shamba!
Great day for her.
I usually don't try to find something to pick on somebody about, but I thought, I'd just slide that in there.
I mean, that is, I think, very justified, considering, I made fun of my dad just a few moments ago, and it's like, I think you're doing that for him in a way.
I am. Helping the older guys.
Exactly.
I'm part of that older generation, so you got to help them. Free throw missed. Rebound Roland. Roland can't get it back up off the glass and taken away.
But yeah, again, that's 10 and 15. Just a great stat line for Shamba. Just getting aggressive on the boards.
How about that 3 by Albert?
They're falling. It's a nice positive way to end the game. That's a 6-3 made on now 20 attempts. So slightly better than their season average of 26%, up to 30%. A positive thing to see there. And a timeout here.
That's going to get Shamba out, so she'll get the necessary round of applause.
Yeah, timeout very quick just for really that sub, because with a minute 10 left, could have easily flown through the rest of the game and not gotten that moment. It's been a great day, honestly. You're going to get the win, put yourself in a really positive position to move forward in the standings, but also you're just able to get big moments for all those players. Vinesh with the bucket herself, Peyton Miller, her first minute of the season. They just give the very kind moment to let her get a bucket. Oof. Clark fighting tenaciously for that one.
Yeah.
I've loved her energy off the bench for Defiance. She's been ruthless trying to get into this one.
We'll see Diaz back in and Gallegos Rodriguez back in. That last play there almost looked like a WWE move.
It was remarkable. I was like, what is happening?
Coming up on a minute to go. Ball turned over.
A little too selfless there. I think trying to just go up with that one. It's late on in this one. Just try and put that one up.
How about that drive by Clark?
I loved that. I loved the energy there to just push into that one.
4 points for Clark. Entry pass now to Scales. 16 on the shot clock. Rodriguez with a basketball. And we got a foul call that will send Gallegos Rodriguez to the line. Coach Paul will join us in the postgame for a few moments, talk about the win tonight. Of course, I'm sure he's very happy with the play of Jamie Baum today. And by the way, she's getting all these points. She did not start because they started the 5 seniors.
Yeah, off the technically bench points there.
Yes.
And also, most importantly, she will break 1 point a minute.
Yes,
1.1.
That is key. Down to the final 20. Here's a 3 on the way and missed by Hunt. No need to foul here the rest of the way, and Rose can run it out. Defiance will fall to 0 and 21 on the season. Foul on Clark. And they'll go to 0 and 14 in the conference, and Diaz will go to the line.
Have a chance to round this one out. Try and push it up a few more points.
She kind of took a peek over there at the student section of the band. I don't know if they were giving her a hard time or not, huh? Quite a challenge there when they're right there on your side. Diaz will get 1 of 2. So last chance attempt here for Defiance, and that will do it. As again, Rose-Hulman, a convincing win today, 80-43. Just, I mean, again, you talked about Jamie Baum and Manuela Shamba. What a day they've had.
For both of them, just tremendous stat lines. I want to talk about the team in general. Some good numbers in terms of shooting, 44% from the field, 40% from 3, both better than the season averages. If that trend can continue where you're slightly ticking up in how you're shooting as the rest of the season progresses, that's, I think, cause for a lot of happiness, I think, for Rose moving forward. And obviously, both Baum and Shamba, unbelievable days. 32 points for Baum, the 10.15 rebound display for Shamba, and then now that's the nice setup for what should be a good game in the men's side of things, Rose versus Defiance.
And a good way to come back after that tough loss to Anderson.
Exactly.
Too.
You wanted this one. It was a must-win. You didn't want to have any other result happen in this one, but they took care of business, and there's a lot of reason for positive. You didn't scrape out of here with the win. There was a lot of feel-good factor with the seniors and the performance. A lot of things that you can take from that you really liked there.
All right, we'll come back post-game with Coach Paul coming up next right here on RHIT.TV.
We're doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
That sounds like.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org.
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 miles an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
Back here on the postgame, an 80-43 win for the Rose-Hulman women. Coach Paul kind enough to join us here in the postgame. Congratulations on the win. And I don't care who you play, you love to get a win like this one here today. And you were convincing from the very beginning. It was senior day. You never know what to expect sometimes on senior day because it can be an emotional day, but you guys came out on fire.
Yes, sir. You know, first of all, I want to say thank you to Defiance for a great game, and it's a well-coached team. You know, I know it's not always easy when you take over a program, but I think that, you know, our kids, they showed up and they played as hard as they could, and that's the one thing that I asked them to do every single day. We was a little shaky at the beginning of all of the festivities, the senior day. I feel like the nerves kind of was in place at the beginning, but after we got going and after we started getting some easy baskets, I felt like we kind of loosened up, and we just had big nights from a lot of different people. But I mean, Jamie Baum just, you know, she dropped a bomb on him.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
That was fun to watch, and she's just an exciting player. She's been having a couple rough games, but I feel like now she's been in the gym, she's been working on her game, she's been focused on getting better, and I feel like it really showed tonight.
Coach, I go back to the Anderson game, and I know it was a tough loss right there.
Yes.
And I thought you guys played so well in that game, shot extremely well. I saw a lot of confidence in. I know it was a tough loss, but you guys bounced back. Sometimes that next game can be pretty difficult.
And that's what we talked about as a coaching staff with our players. We said, you know, it's one thing to react, but it's a different thing to respond. And it's about how you respond. So this was an opportunity for us to respond today, and I felt like we stepped up to the opportunity and we put the work in. You know, I think that we could have easily came back and the kids could have been, you know, negative or doubtful after losing that close game, but they came back and they said, we want to compete, and this is something that we want to do, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
I got to ask you, and I said to you before we started today, that when you look where your program was a year ago and you being a new coach and coming in and making this kind of a turnaround, you're above 500, you're on the verge of making that HCAC tournament, would you have imagined you guys would be where you are right now?
My vision for the program is for us to be the best that we could be. And I knew with the talent that we had and the players that were willing to become a part of the program. When you think about it, Manuela wasn't a part of the program last year. Ashley Black wasn't a part of the program last year. So, players like that are willing to come back and to invest their time. I asked them if they could commit their time, that we would be a good team.
Yeah.
And only the work is going to take us as far as we could go.
Yeah.
And the team really committed to that. And this is something that they wanted to do. Normally you come into a program, you have your own expectations, your own goals. I asked my players, what do you guys want to do? And they told me this is what they wanted to do. So, my hat goes off to the coaching staff. We have a wonderful coaching staff. And then with our players, just willing to commit to the process.
Yeah. 3 out of 4 on the road now. So, Listen, there's still a lot of basketball you played. You really kind of control your own destiny, don't you?
Yes, and it's really about us taking it one game at a time.
Yeah.
One game at a time, and we're going on the road, and we're playing against some really good teams. But at the end of the day, if we show up and we take care of what we can control, I feel like we'll put ourselves in the best position moving forward.
Before I let you go, is your team playing at maybe as high of a confident level as you've had all year long? Because I saw a lot of confidence in that Anderson game, and I certainly saw it again here tonight.
Yeah, and confidence is something that we talk about a lot as a coaching staff.
Yeah.
We really showed them clips of different things to help them to build their confidence. So I think that it just speaks volumes of how dedicated they are to the process when you think about the confidence that we have. I do think that we're playing with a lot of confidence, but I do think it's going to take a lot of confidence coming out of a great conference like this. So, I'm so proud of my team right now. I'm so proud of us as a team, but we're just getting started.
You should be proud. Congratulations, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. You guys do such a wonderful job.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll come back one final time right here on RHIT.TV.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org.